2 by 2. It's easy. You don't need to know how to solve a 3 by 3 beforehand. Don't worry about it. There's only 3 steps you need to know to solve a 2 by 2. The first step is to solve the whole bottom side. The second step is to put all of the top corners in their place. And the third step is to solve the entire thing. Easy. So once it's scrambled up, we want to locate the 4 white corners. So we've got one here, 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 and here. And we want to pick one to be our starting point. So we're going to choose this one, the white, blue, and red. It's not just 3 faces. This is an entire piece. Once we locate the one we want to use, you put this one at the bottom. What I mean by the bottom is these 4 pieces here are going to be our bottom, and then these 4 pieces here are going to be our top. So after we've chosen our piece, we want to find a white corner that has either blue or red. This could either be in the top or the bottom, but we want to put it in the top. So if we turn the top like this, we can find that we have this one, white, blue, and orange. This has blue, meaning that it has to go in this spot because the white and blue is here. What we do is we rotate the top just like this until it's on top of where it needs to go. So here is where we do our first algorithm. So keeping it where it needs to go, we hold it on the right and do these 4 moves. Turn the right up, turn the top away, turn the right down, and turn the top back. And as you can see, that put this one in here. If that didn't work, just keep watching. Look back at our piece, which was blue and red, and we're going to find the other white and red piece because we already have our blue. So turning the top, as you can see, we have our white and red. So we want to put it on top of where it needs to go because this is white and red just here. It needs to go in this spot. So we're going to do those same moves. Holding this on the right, we do right up, top across, right down, top back. And as you can see, that kind of put it in here, but it's oriented wrong. All we do, we keep doing those moves. Right up, top across, right down, top back. Keep doing this until it goes in its spot. You might have to do it a few times, but it always ends up in its spot. Now, if we were looking for that piece and it's not in the top anywhere, it'll have to be in the bottom somewhere because it's right over here. All we have to do is hold it on the right, just like this, pretending this is our piece, and we do those 4 moves. And as you can see now, it's in the top, and all we have to do is just rotate it until it's on top of where it needs to go, and then we can do our moves. And there we go. Finally, when I find our last piece, which is orange, green, and white, it's just here. So we turn it on top of where it needs to go, just like before, and do our moves. If we finish solving and this piece is in the bottom like this, all we have to do is just the moves until it gets up the top, and then we can just do the moves again. If you find that there's 2 that need to swap like this, where these are already solved and these 2 need to switch, all we have to do is pull this one to the top by doing the 4 moves, and as you can see, it's up the top, and then we can move it on top of where it needs to go and do the 4 moves until it's in its spot, and then that will push this one out, meaning that we can just turn this on top of where it needs to go and do those 4 moves, and that should solve everything. So now the bottom layer is done, we need to focus on the top. And as you can see, there's only yellow pieces left. What we want to do is we want to turn the top side until we find a piece that's in its correct spot. As you can see, this orange and blue is next to the orange and blue. Now we look around the cube and see if there's any others that are in the right spot. Our goal is we want all 4 in the right spot, but if all 4 aren't in their correct spot like this, then we just want 1, just like I have here. Now there can be 1 in the correct spot and everything else isn't. There can be 2 in the correct spot, or there can be 4. What we want is 1. If you have 2 in the correct spot, follow what I'm about to do and just know once you're finished, there should be 1 left. If you have 1 like I have here, what we want to do is hold that to the right and do our second algorithm. Top across and then pull up, and then we do the same thing with the left hand. We do top across this way and then left up, and then we do the same thing, but instead of going up, we go down. So top across with the right hand, down, top across with the left hand, down. And as you can see, that kept this one where it was, but the others would have switched. Yours might have all the pieces in the correct spot, but mine doesn't. So we just do it again. And there we go. Now you can see all of the corners are in the correct spot. Last step is to turn the cube upside down so white's on top. And remember that first algorithm? We're going to do that again. So we're going to check that the pieces are in the correct spot. So we've got red and blue on top of red and blue. And all we have to do is hold it like this and do those 4 moves from the start, until our red, blue, and yellow piece has yellow facing down. We want to hold this exactly where we are and then rotate the bottom like this to a piece that isn't solved. This one still has yellow here. If yellow was already solved, we'd just go to the next one, but yellow isn't solved. What I mean by solved is yellow facing down. So we're going to do the same thing. The 4 moves from the start until that one's solved, and then we rotate the bottom again until we find another piece that isn't solved, and then we do the same moves. And that's solved. Rotate once more. This one isn't solved, so we do those 4 moves. And there we go. And now all the bottom is solved and we can just turn the top. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I also have tutorials on how to solve a cube and a pyraminx as well. Cheers.